In human rights news, the city of New York has passed a law that updates its human rights law that now prevents discrimination on the basis of height and weight, among other protected categories. So, as I am sure you're well aware, federal law prohibits discrimination on the basis of, among other things, race and sex, religion. Well, New York City has decided that this list is not expansive enough and has decided to add to the list height and weight. So no matter how tall or short, no matter how thin or fat, you cannot be discriminated against in New York City. Let's learn more. On May the 11th of 2023, the New York City Council passed a law that would amend the New York City human rights law to include discrimination on the basis of height and weight. It is now listed as a category in Title VIII of New York City's Administrative Code, which specifically prohibits discrimination in connection with employment, housing, and access to public accommodation because of a person's actual or perceived height or weight. So if you want a job, if you want a house, if you want to go to a store, if you want to go to a restaurant, if you want to go to any place that serves the public, they cannot discriminate against you because of your height or weight. How exciting. The bill does create an exemption for employers for bona fide occupational qualifications. So much like discrimination on the basis of sex, if there is a real reason, an actual reason, that it has to be a person of a certain height or a certain weight for this particular job, then the discrimination is okay. Which, for some jobs, there is height or weight restrictions because, of obvious reasons we don't need to specify. So yes, you can do that. And also for operators of public accommodations, for example, maybe a roller coaster ride, height or weight might be an issue when it comes to safety. So you can continue to discriminate if it's a real reason for the job necessity or because of safety. So that's exciting. I look forward to the arguments at Coney Island on whether or not this is a real reason or not. That should be fun. The bill mirrors efforts in New York State legislature to also ban it as a matter of state law. The city of Birmingham, New York, has prohibited this discrimination since 2008. So New York City is apparently behind the curve on such things. And New York State is looking at also adding this to their state law. So that's really exciting. All right. Thus, that brings our attention to the end of this law that just amended New York City law to deal with the human rights law that says height and weight are human rights too. You have the right to be as tall or short or thin or fat as you want to be, and they can't discriminate on the basis of housing or public accommodation or employment or any of those things because of the things. So you now have a new cause of action. So if you're not employed because of these reasons, you can say, I was not employed because of my weight. So should be exciting for the citizens of New York City, I am sure. And that brings us to the end of discussion of this new law.